Terrible. I was actually better in mobsters and Mormons. You know, it's funny because that's another thing my wife did. Funny you should bring that up.
Yeah.
I used to get really nervous when I go do auditions. And the last 5, I've gone on 6 now since COVID ended.
Yeah.
And I've gotten 5.
Wow.
Because I just don't give a shit anymore, and I'm just like I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
like I'm talking to you right now. But did I tell you I used to live in Boston, right? And then there was this one day where I had this silver buoy because of 1975, and I wanted to go down and drink at this bar, and we were going to drink all night and get smashed, but I didn't want to drive home the next day shit faced. So there was this kid playing pool named Nicky. Okay, what I just did is a scene from a David Mamet play. But I was talking to you, and I just right into the scene. Does that sound any different than how I was just talking to you?
No. Well,
That's what I can do now.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't care anymore, and it's just me talking. That's it. It's just they're giving me these words to say.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do that before. It's like, oh, I got to act now. No, you're just doing the same thing as you're doing now. You're just saying these words. But that's the gift from my wife, just allowing me to be this person, just be a person. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
So when I watch that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't. That's not good. And comedy, the same thing. I used to not be able to watch my clips, and now I'm getting to the point where I watch because you pick out every little
little nuances,
right.
or
But
a
now
little,
I'll watch
face
and I'll
twitch.
now I'll watch like a clip and I'll go, I'd pay to watch that. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's when you know. I remember Charlie Chaplin, one time they were, like in the movie Chaplin, I never forgot this. Yeah. It's like towards the end of the movie, the guy that's writing his book, because they have this guy, Anthony Hopkins plays the guy that's just the biographer. I don't know if you've seen the movie. And Robert Downey plays Chaplin.
That's right, yeah.
And one of the most brilliant part of the movie was he goes, "What's your greatest regret?" to Chaplin. And Chaplin goes, "I never got it perfect." He goes, "I got close." And I was like, wow, that's it, because you just pick apart.
I asked this to a friend, and I brought it up a couple of times. He is a photographer. He does videography also. And I remember asking him, I was like, why do us creatives have to be so hard on ourselves? It's like with your comedy and watching, with this, it's like previously I would release the whole interview on video.
Right.
And then having to like nitpick every single thing, or if like I pause too long, I have to trim that down.
Right. I got 1 minute left on my podcast now.
It's like, God damn it, why is this so difficult?
Right.
But so as you're kind of getting into the acting, and did RM, and then a little more recently you did Not for Nothing, and then Electives.
And that's terrible.
It was.
Dude, it's terrible. I can't watch the show. And like my friends call me and say, "Well, you were the best in it." I go, "Yeah, but I'm terrible." And it's weird because then I did 3 of the 5 things I just did were like, one's called Mama's Coming Home for Christmas. There, 3 of them were like black projects. I was the only white guy in any of this stuff, because the guy that's the cast director, he's black and he's really cool and he likes me. And I'm watching him and I'm just like going, who's this guy? Because this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I just like because I always have my daughter, because she's got a good eye. Yeah. She shoots the audition and we just do it in my house against the wall.
Yeah.
Literally. And the great thing about auditioning at home now, because they don't do them in person anymore, you can keep doing it over and over until you get it right. But I'll literally do one take and look at it and I go, what do you, and she's like, she's a perfectionist. She's like, that kid, you give her any project, she's going to do it perfect.
Yeah.
She's lazy, but then when she wants to do it,
She can turn it on.
Oh my God, dude! It's like watching an addict get the best heroin out of something. So she'll look at it and she goes, "It's pretty good." And I go, "Yeah, me too. I think so." I'll send it in, and then I get it. And I'm like, "Okay, now you're like in that."
You're moving.
But it's just
flow.
being a person and not, just be a good person and treat everybody like you'd want to be treated, and show up and have empathy. That's what art's about. Art is like giving your soul to a bunch of people. That's what art is. Being funny. Good. They had a good time. You made them forget about their problems for an hour, and you went back. There was a back and forth. There was like a tribal back and forth.
Yeah, yeah. And so you finished Electives. Was just a 1-season thing back in 2018. What are some of these things that you can talk about that?
So Electives.
We're going right now.
You know what Electives became? This is a crazy story, but I'll shorten it.
Yeah.
Because since we're almost at the end, then I want to just talk about this project I'm getting ready to do. Electives became Abbott Elementary.
Did it really?
Yeah.
My
Because
partner
I
and
had a
love that
deal.
show.
I had a deal with that production
Yeah.
company, and again, it was a black production company.
Yeah.
And my agent is black, and my agent calls me. You got a deal? They're going to take electives, right?
Yeah.
I call my partner, who's a girl, whose name will remain.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, they can look it up, but it doesn't matter. It just turned. She goes. She didn't want to turn it over to a black production company, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? The
This is
color is
huge.
green.
Yeah.
That's the only color that
Yeah.
matters here. Green, money.
Yeah.
So I had to call my agent and go, this isn't going to happen because this stupid twit that I attached my wagon to
Yeah.
is apparently a racist.
Yeah.
And so they changed it was a high school electives.
Mm-hmm.
And I played the PE teacher because I don't like what I used to do in life. And then they were going to do it. So they changed it to a grade school. And if you notice on Abbott Elementary, there's no PE teacher. They took my part and they just changed it slightly. And it won 7 Emmys last year. You know how hard
Wow.
that was to get over?
Wow.
Dude, it was hard enough to get over when
Yeah.
she did that I had to do. Then when it became this other, and it took me a while to figure out, wait a minute, I'm watching the show one day and I'm like, this is like, so I looked it up. I go, oh my God, same production company. Anyway, so the newest project, I got Russell Peters and we're going to shoot it October 5th at the Ice House. So I'm really excited. It's comics that speak English, obviously,
Yeah.
but they're all from someplace else,
Yeah.
other than the United States. So it's called Laughter Without Borders. Russell Peters is going to be the host. So I'm very
Nice.
excited about that. And then I got him attached to another show called Autocracy, which is, did you ever see Veep on HBO?
I
With
started
Julia.
watching the first episode.
Okay, so you know what the show's
I-
about.
Yeah, I know what the show's about. Yeah.
This is Veep for the world. So it's a pretend country
Okay.
where the guy becomes the dad dies, and the kid becomes the king of the country, but he's an idiot, so he's running the country.
Yeah.
Kind of like what happened in Thailand, where the king died. This really happened in Thailand. The king died, and his son became the king at 22. And there's a video of him getting off the plane in Germany when Merkel was premier, and he's wearing a wife beater. He's got the pants below the boxers, and he's got a concubine on each arm. And you see Merkel at the bottom of the video looking up at him with this horror, because she's got a doctorate in physics. She's a really smart lady, great, probably the smartest leader ever. And she's just looking at him like, what is this? And I looked at my daughter. I said, that's a show.
Yeah.
So we made it a pretend country, and Russell Peters is going to be the older brother that has to abdicate the throne, like in The Crown.
Sure, yeah.
And the younger brother becomes the king, but he's an idiot.
Huh.
So that's the show, Autocracy.